So with the Avengers Infinity War box office as high as it is, many people have been asking me a question, and I've just seen many people discussing it as well, is do I think Avengers Infinity War will be beat by Avengers 4, or more simply, can Avengers 4 top Avengers Infinity War's box office total? And this is one of those hard questions where it's a yes and a no. So let's go back and kind of start at the beginning. So clearly the Avengers movies have had one of these weird patterns that a lot of other franchises have, where the first one does good, the second one takes a small dip, and the third one rebounds and makes more money. This has been something that's very prominent in the Star Wars franchise. Empire Strikes Back made the least amount of money out of the original. Attack of the Clones, because it's the worst, made the least amount of money. And just by looking at it, The Last Jedi is probably going to be the one that makes the least amount of money out of this trilogy. So just by that, there's a tendency for people to say, well, that's probably going to fall along with that, but this is a fourth movie, so how does this work? Well, I think one thing we can look at is a franchise that's something like Lord of the Rings, right? Where the first one made 800 million plus, the second one 900 plus, and then the third one made over 1 billion. But once again, this isn't something that you should necessarily look at as like a finite, definitive, okay, so it's going to have that pattern. Because there's movies out there like the Pirates franchise, which of course now have more than 3 entries. Where the first one made 650, and then the following ones ended up making more money. But ever since it ended that trilogy and went on to other movies, it's been on a downward trend. But this can also be attributed to people maybe just getting bored of it or not wanting it to continue the way they wanted it to, such as the last Pirates movie, which makes a lot of sense, right? Now, of course, we have to look at this movie because Avengers 4 is coming only a year after the third one. And the thing you really want to look at with this is, of course, what movies is it going to release around and how much impact can it have during its time, I guess, alone in the spotlight. Because just by looking at it right now, you have Avengers 4 coming out May 3rd. And then the week after that, you're going to have Detective Pikachu. The week after that, you're going to have John Wick Chapter 3. The week after that, you have Aladdin and Minecraft, and the week after that, you have Godzilla, King of Monsters. So while it's not as stacked as it was this year with Deadpool and the Star Wars movie back-to-back, that's a lot of different movies to be able to take a pretty significant chunk of audiences away that might be going for repeated viewings. And once again, Disney finds himself in a weird position where it's only 3 weeks later and they're releasing another one of their own movies with Aladdin in direct competition with their own film. Godzilla seems to have somewhat of a tracking out there. Aladdin will be huge among kids, so that's going to pull people away. John Wick has been pretty steady, and Detective Pikachu the week after, I know it's, you're going to laugh at it, but Pokemon Go still has a ton of people. They're going to be releasing a game on the Switch, and this is a Pokemon live-action movie. I mean, it's not the Pokemon movie we want, but it is what it is. And then just after, Godzilla, you have Gambit, which realistically that's not going to happen, but you have Secret Life of Pets 2, Men in Black, and Toy Story 4. So it's going to have a hard time. And I honestly don't think it can catch up to Avengers Infinity War.